You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur.
Hello, Hare Krishna, everyone. This is Gangadas, your host, and today we are very, very fortunate to be here in Mayapur one more day. Really hot, 42, humidity 90%. We're sweating like anything, but we will survive one more day in Mayapur. We love Mayapur. We are very fortunate to have with us Harilila Prabhu, who is from South India, born in Kumbhakona in 1970, mechanic engineer, married, one son, one wife, very happily here serving for the last so many years. And today we're going to ask some nice questions because he's the divisional head for many things in Mayapur. One of the managers, construction, he's doing medical, he's a part of the master plan which will unfold. So welcome, Harilila Prabhu.
Thank you, Ganga Prabhu, for having me here. It's really a pleasure to be on this radio. I hope that the listeners will get something by hearing to this conversation. Looking forward, please.
Thank you so much. I'd like to jump immediately into this very, very important aspect of Mayapur because many people ask, okay, what happened if you get sick in Mayapur? Last week, actually, the Italian consulate phoned me and he asked me this question, what happened to you guys when you're having some problem, health? I said, no problem. We have our own hospital. We have professional doctor. We are building a new one. Please tell us about the healthcare and the new hospital coming up here in Mayapur.
Yeah, of course. When Prabhupada signed off letters to his disciples, guess what he would say? Hope this will find you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So Prabhupada gave a lot of importance to health of devotees because healthy devotees means devotees who are serving very enthusiastically, devotees who are serving with full heart and full energy for Krishna. Therefore, devotees' health is really important, and the Mayapur management has been thinking a lot about this. Devotees are not getting any younger, they're getting older, so they need some treatment and medical facility. So Mayapur has always had some medical facility.
Always.
Very, very basic thing was started by Sri Mayapur Vikas Sangha many years ago. There was a small clinic kind of thing, mostly homeopathy, and they had a big bus. And in those bus, they would take homeopathy doctors, medicines, and they'd go village to village. They'd ride the bus. We still have the bus. It's parked in our hospital. We're going to use it for our camps. I'll talk about the camps a little later.
Sure.
So then...
we had in Swarupganj also something, you remember?
Yes, we had in Swarupganj. There was in Arogya. The place was called Arogya Ashram, and there used to be dentists. There used to be some eye doctors who used to come there, sit there, check vision, pull out the teeth, and still we have those old equipment lying there. So there was always some sort of basic medical care available in Mayapur.
Nice.
And somewhere around 2012, historically, Bhaktivedanta Hospital, they came to Mayapur. Bhaktivedanta Hospital, Mumbai, they came to Mayapur on the invitation of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami to His Holiness Radhanath Swami and Madhavanand Prabhu, who is the head of Bhaktivedanta Hospital.
Right.
And they started what we would call as a daycare facility, allopathic daycare facility, what we would call as a clinic. And then they ran the clinic for about 3 years. And that's the time I actually came to Mayapur. I came to Mayapur in 2012. August 2012 is when I came to Mayapur. I was studying for a year and then I joined Mayapur management in 2013. In 2014, I was a deputy director and I was asked to take care of the liaising with Bhaktivedanta Hospital. That's how my association with healthcare in Mayapur started, just to help Bhaktivedanta Hospital. But somewhere in the middle of 2014, Bhaktivedanta Hospital decided that it is too far there in other end of India. Calcutta is in this end of India. It's just too far.
You mean from Bombay all the way to Calcutta?
Literally the other end of India.
Yeah.
They decided it's too far. It's too much for them to manage. So then they wanted to give it back to us. So we took it back. And then we have been trying to develop the hospital one way or other. From 2015 onwards, various proposals came, but none of them were so much successful. But then in 2020, something came which we never wanted, which was COVID. None of us wanted it, but
It came.
it ended up coming.
Yes.
And when COVID came, then there was so much awareness about the importance of healthcare all over the world, because locally available healthcare became so important because beds are overflowing, big hospitals were overloaded, ICUs were full, people were not getting treatment. Luckily for us, we had good doctors. Some really good doctors joined us just before 2019. Dr. Samik was there. Then in 2020, February, Dr. Sukyachuta joined us.
Nice.
And we had some good nurses joining us. And it was just like Krishna was preparing us for the pandemic. And then the pandemic, boom, comes and hits us. And we were free from COVID, I think almost up to July, August. And then August 2020, then COVID came and told Mayapur, hi, I'm there. And then, guess what? All the brahmacharis were
Sick. How many devotees we lost due to COVID, more or less, in numbers?
In first wave, we hardly lost anybody. In first wave, we would have lost about 2 devotees. And that was because both of them came to us almost just before they were going to die. It's like they came to us the last moment.
We couldn't do anything.
There was no room to monitor. There was no room to do anything. So that was the wave 1. But wave 1 mostly hit all the brahmacharis. So we converted the brahmachari ashram into hospital. We isolated them. And then we treated them in brahmachari ashram. And those who got COVID first, they became the nurses for those who got COVID later. Because when you get COVID and we get cured, then you are immune from the disease.
Right.
So you have the immunity, you have the antibodies on your blood. So you're able to go there and you're able to serve the COVID patients without getting so much reinfection. The brahmacharis, generally, they're healthy. So they were able to go back. They were able to do nursing duties. They served those devotees who got later. So this way, somehow or other, we came out of the first wave, and then we were very happy. India opened up again partially, and then the crowds were back, and then we were thinking, okay, COVID is gone, crowds are back, and then boom,
Second wave.
the second wave. But the second wave was really bad. It's really bad because we were so overconfident after doing the first wave. We were thinking that we have the formula, we have how to handle COVID, we know the disease, we know what kind of animal it is, what kind of virus it is, and then, we thought that we can take it. But then the second wave was a completely different strain. It hit us very badly. And in quick succession, I think in 3 days, we lost 4 devotees. And that came like a big shock for the medical team. And then we scrambled back, and then we said, let's go to the drawing board. Let's see what is this. Let's see why we are losing devotees. And then we found that this strain requires huge amount of oxygen. And therefore comes into picture the temple of Vedic planetarium.
Right.
Because,
which connection? What do you mean?
I'll tell you what is the connection. Because the whole of India was actually scrambling for oxygen. Nobody was having oxygen.
Yeah.
The whole of India was scrambling for oxygen. And the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, for their welding work, they had a huge contract with an oxygen supplier,
right,
which mandated them to supply a good amount of oxygen cylinders. And then the entire supply of the Temple of Vedic Planetarium oxygen was simply diverted towards Mayapur. We had enough and more oxygen with us. We had lined up huge amount of oxygen cylinders outside Vamshi Bhavan. I still have this photograph, I think, somewhere in my phone. Like so many big cylinders, I think 25 or 30 of them lined up on the entrance of Vamshi Bhavan. Every day we would haul oxygen cylinders, go to Calcutta, bring new oxygen cylinder, take it, bring. And the most prominent loss of life was, of course, the whole community came to pay homage to Pankajangri Prabhu.
Yes.
And Pankajangri Prabhu was the biggest loss we had in second wave, the heart-wrenching loss of Pankajangri Prabhu. I still remember that day he was coming, and we were actually trying to bring him from Calcutta because he was so serious. But before that, I would like to say something because
Sure.
I think it's very important that why the hospital came. What is the background of the hospital? Something is there. I'd like to share with
Sure.
the listeners and to you. See, when Pankajangri Prabhu became very sick, and when we knew that he was having COVID, initially we were trying to treat him like trying to treat everybody here. So we're trying to treat him. Then later we found that his oxygen demand is increasing. We are unable to take it. He needs some machinery. He needs some gadgets, which we don't have. So we decided to take him to Kolkata. And then before we took him to Kolkata, he was very, very clear. Don't put any tubes into me.
Yes.
No iron lungs.
Yes.
He even gave it in writing, and that was ratified by Jananivas Prabhu. He also wrote saying that
Don't
no
tube
artificial breathing. If I have to leave my body, just bring me back to Mayapur.
Right.
So then we arranged to take him to Kolkata. He was put in the ambulance, and then he was going. It took about 5.5 hours for him to reach from Mayapur to Kolkata.
Phew.
And as he was going in the ambulance, he was being accompanied by Dr. Sukyachita, our doctor who was a COVID expert. He was accompanying Pankajangri Prabhu. And he asked him that, why are we not having a good hospital in Mayapur? Why do we have to go all the way from Mayapur to Kolkata? It's better to sit in the Brahmacharya ashram and leave your body than to travel from Mayapur to Kolkata on this wretched road.
Yes.
That was his statement.
Yes.
That was his statement. And that was his desire that devotees should have some facility in Mayapur.
Absolutely.
So he went there, and then he was treated, and so much. There was such a pendulum thing that, some days he was good, some days he was not so good.
Yeah.
And finally, the doctors started losing hope because he was not able to recover his breathing, and he was more and more dependent on oxygen. So then it was decided that, okay, let's bring him back. He's going to leave his body, let him be in Mayapur, let him be peaceful, and let's bring him back. And I was not willing to give up. When there was a doctor's conference and the things are going on, I told them that we are not going to give up. We are going to fight for it. We are going to see that this disease or us, let's see it. And we just change the venue of fight. We change it from Kolkata, we bring it back to Mayapur, and we'll fight here. And the first ever ICU in Mayapur was set up overnight for Pankajangri Prabhu. We have a desire to name the ICU block in our new hospital after Pankajangri Prabhu because he was the inspiration to set up the first ever ICU. Overnight, we did oxygen lines, we did the manifolds, and we had a whole monitoring team. Gambhir Madhav Prabhu, who is our manager in the hospital, he was in charge of monitoring the oxygen and making sure that there is 24 hours oxygen supply available for Pankajangri Prabhu in big volume. We brought this machine, a BiPAP machine, we brought it from the Calcutta hospital. They actually loaned it to us. They said, okay, you keep it as long as you want. Then 2 nurses, ICU nurses, specialist nurses, immediately flew from Bhaktivedanta Hospital, Mumbai. The moment we told Bhaktivedanta Hospital, Mumbai, we are going to set up ICU here for Pankajangri Prabhu. We need some assistance. We don't have ICU nurses. Overnight, they actually sent 2 nurses from Mumbai to here. And also, Ayurvedic doctor came from Pune. And then we hired an ICU doctor who had come, and we were ready. So the ICU was set up, and in the senior brahmacharya ashram on the ground floor, and Pankajangri Prabhu was there. And of course, he came, and he was here. He was put in the room. Few days he was there, and then when his time came, when Krishna decided that he's going to go, then he just took him off. So that was like a big jolt for the whole community.
Of course.
That we lost such an important person. All of us were thinking that it would be a sight to see when the TOP opens with this palatial deity room, and both the brothers, they will be doing their arati, and all of us had that imagination that they will be doing it. And when Krishna took away one of them, it was a big emotional jolt for the whole community.
Absolutely.
And somehow or other, his question that when there will be a hospital here, and that question it looked like that was a question for Krishna. And then Krishna started arranging so many different facilities and funding, then we started seeing that there was a possibility for a new hospital. Of course, we had many donors. The whole world came to support Mayapur. The GBC, they raised funds. We got funds from Middle East. We got funds from UK. We got funds from Australia. We got funds from Kolkata. There was a foundation. Actually, we did a podcast, not a podcast, a video interview with SPT on the COVID situation in Mayapur.
What is SPT? Sorry.
Strategic Planning Team.
Okay.
So we did a video interview with the ISKCON Strategic Planning Team that they were running monthly video interviews at the time.
Nice.
And we did a video interview, and somebody saw in Calcutta this video interview, and then they donated 20 lakhs. So so much of support came from different parts of the world, and that the hospital became, or the possibility of a hospital, it started looking like a reality.
Yes.
Because I already had about 1 crore from GBC, and then from miscellaneous donations, I had about half a crore. And then one big donor who has been consistently supporting a hospital, he gave us another crore. So I had some money. And then I thought I should just start the building and I should build a big hospital. The main idea at that time was to just build a ground floor facility which would have a lot of beds. So we were thinking, what if there is a third wave? And what if it is worse than the second wave? So at least let us have some beds. Let's have a facility where we could actually treat devotees, where we could actually put them, and we could actually treat them. So that was the main idea, that we'll just have a ground floor structure with a lot of beds and places for with oxygen pipeline and the whole oxygen system machinery, oxygen machinery was donated from Malaysia. I think they paid about 35 lakhs for the whole system. So we were willing to go. And then I showed the first initial plan to Mayapur Masterplan, saying that this is what I want to build. I have about 2.5 crores. I want to go with this. Then, of course, in the master plan, they asked me, anyway, you're going to build a structure. Why don't you plan to build a structure which is like higher and which is like a proper hospital instead of just building something emergency? So I said, it's okay. I'll plan for a good foundation which will take at least 3 floors. And then we could have a full-fledged hospital. So then we went through a revision. Then I made a plan for ground plus 3. And then when we actually saw the ground, we saw the ground was so low. So we had 2 options. Either to completely fill the ground for almost like 2.5 meters, 3 meters, and then bring it up to speed or up to the level in the outside, or have a basement. So then I decided, let's have a basement. That so that at least we can have car parking, because in West Bengal, by government regulation, you can use the basement only for parking. You cannot use the basement for anything else.
Correct.
Because in Kolkata, there were many fires. There are about 4 or 5 fires in the hospitals, and all of them started from the basement. So generally, government is very allergic to basement in hospitals here.
Correct.
So they made a regulation that you can only park, but that's very valuable because parking space, it saves a lot of space. So we decided to go for basement. Then we went for another design change. Then we put basement there. So finally, the building was in shape. It is basement plus ground plus first plus second. So we have the building. The basement is done now. The ground floor is done. The first floor structure is done, and we're just moving with the second floor structure.
Nice.
So,
when it will be completed, approximately?
Krishna willing, if I get all the money I want, our idea is to target the operation of the hospital by the late next year, like
24.
Yeah, 24.
December 24.
August, September 24.
Okay.
So that we are thinking that 2-3 months will operate, because TOP is telling that they want to shift the deities by December 24. So if they're going to shift the deities by December 24, we should have an operating hospital much before that, because this GBC meeting and ILS meeting, we saw that our facility was overflowing, literally overflowing. We didn't have enough beds. People are coming. We were actually juggling beds with people. They were getting sick. They were not so used to Mayapur climate. They were not so used to Mayapur food. They are not so used to Mayapur water. So they come here from various parts of the country, And
Of
then
the
they
world.
become
Of the
from various parts of the world. They become ecstatic by seeing Mayapur Prasad, and then they eat so much Prasad, and then they become sick. And okay, what is the next stop? Go to hospital. So many devotees came. So many GBCs came. They were admitted, and so many devotees came. They were admitted. Leaders were admitted. In fact, the current GBC chairman, who is our Revati Raman Prabhu, he fell sick, so he came to hospital. He got admitted. So Ramaya Maharaj had some problem. He came and then he got some treatment. So many devotees came. So many devotees
It's
came.
nice to have a facility for treating the body.
So therefore, we need to have something. Now this is going to be a big event. This is like a once in a lifetime event, that opening of TOP. So we are going to have so many visitors. So our idea is to hit some date at least 2-3 months before the opening of TOP, so that we are able to operate the hospital, go through the knickknacks, all the teething trouble, fix it, something leaks here, something goes wrong there, check everything, and then be ready.
Correct.
So then devotees come, they just ecstatically attend the festival, and then
Parikrama,
and then they ecstatically fall sick, and then they ecstatically come to hospital, they ecstatically get treated, and then they
they go back, recharge. How many doctors are at the present in operating?
At present, we have resident in Mayapur. We have about 6 doctors at present, and then we have about 4 dentists. And then we have about 6 or 7 visiting specialists who come in different intervals. We have about 8 nurses with us currently. So we have a good strength. We have a good team.
Equipment-wise, for example, somebody fall down, break his arms or leg. We have X-ray machine, or do we have any facility like that?
We have a state-of-art X-ray machine. You take X-ray, then immediately it appears on the computer screen. It goes to the WhatsApp. It can be sent to any part of the world. In minutes, in seconds, it can be sent to any part of the world. Anybody can, a good radiologist they can diagnose. We have a very good X-ray machine. We have ultrasound machine. We can do ultrasound. We can see what is wrong. And we have a state-of-art ultrasound machine. It's like a latest G model machine we have. Nice. It's a good machine. And then we also have a CT scan machine.
CT scan.
We have a CT scan machine here. Wow. And we do free CT scan for everybody. Because we got the CT scan machine through CSR. And there was a company called Indian Railways Finance Corporation. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Yes. He has contacts with that company, and he arranged for this CSR to be for CSR funding for this machine. So, of course, we renovated the entire ground floor for accommodating that machine of the existing building to accommodate that machine. And they have given this machine free of cost to us. It cost about 3 crores. 3 crores is US dollars. Whatever it is, you can divide by 82. It's just a lot of money. So most of the CT requirements, 99% of CT requirements, except certain neurological requirement and cardiac requirement, 99% of the CT requirement could be met with the CT scan.
Nice.
And more than 1,500 free CT scans have already been done. Average in a month, we are doing about 225 to 300 CT scans for free. We don't charge the patients anything. They come with a prescription. They show to the reception. It's automatic. They see the prescription sees the reception sees that there's a proper prescription from proper doctor. Then they just go there. They get the CT scan. They get a free report, and then that's it. Bang. So it's very important because these people. Some of these people, especially in this area, they're very poor. They are daily agricultural labor. They don't have any source of income properly. Sometimes we write some tests for them, and then they ask us how much this test would cost. We'll tell them, okay, this test would cost you 200 rupees. This test will cost you 300 rupees. And then, believe me, these people start thinking that because I don't have money for this test, then they say, okay, doctor, what can I do? I don't have money. Then we say, okay, you get your test done. It's free for you. Go get your test done. Nice. We have this principle that anybody who enters the hospital or premises, whether he has money or he does not have money, he has his right for getting treatment.
That's wonderful.
We don't refuse anybody treatment.
One very important question I want to ask you, because I was in Kerala, I saw a lot of foreign people coming for this Ayurvedic treatment. They do panchakarma, massage, this, that. Is there any plan in the future to also include this in the medical treatment for the body? Because many devotees, they feel like their health is okay. If they're getting old, they want to clean their system, they get in balance, get a proper diet, get a massage, 21 days. People spend a lot of money going to South India doing this treatment. I don't know whether it's their feature in our hospital as well.
So let me speak about our plans for the healthcare.
Yes.
So it's not just a hospital. We have plan for healthcare, because hospital is just one cog in the wheel. It's just one cog in the wheel. So because I'm also in master plan, so I also work on the master plan related stuff. So the healthcare infrastructure in Mayapur, currently we have 5 acres of land, which is allocated in a very prime place where the existing hospital is there.
In the back.
In the back. We have 5 acres of land,
nice.
Which is overlooking Ganga, which is allocated for the hospital.
Beautiful.
So now what is going to come there in those 5 acres? So right now we have a very small hospital. We have an existing building which we are expanding, we are upgrading. Yes. So that existing building will become an outpatient building.
Okay.
That will be...
People come on a daily basis.
People come on daily basis. All the doctors will sit there. They will get checked and then they will go. Now the new facility of 100-bed multi-speciality hospital which we are building, so that facility will become the inpatient facility. Anybody who wants admission, they will be admitted there. So what is going to be there in that facility? There's going to be a 24-hour emergency and trauma center with an emergency operation theater. So if someone comes for an emergency, then they need an operation. They don't go into the operation theater. There's no wastage of time. They just get operated there. Then immediately after the emergency is going to be a high dependency unit. This is like a step down ICU, which is meant for the emergency patients because they cannot stay in emergency. They move to high dependency unit. And then opposite to this, in the ground floor itself, we have all sorts of diagnostics. We're going to have X-ray, we're going to have CT scan, we're going to have ultrasound, and we're going to have MRI machine. So all the imaging requirement is just going to be just next to the emergency, and it's also easy. It's on the ground floor. All the public, they can come and access there. And then in the ground floor, we also have an inpatient pharmacy. We have an inpatient phlebotomy. And then
what is phlebotomy?
Phlebotomy means there's facility to draw blood and take
tests,
the tests and stool and urine and all phlegm and all those things.
Yes.
So there's going to be an inpatient facility for collecting all the samples. Then there's going to be a huge reception where people can sit, they can wait, they can register themselves. Then there's going to be an insurance office which will deal with the insurances. Somebody comes with an insurance card, they'll be able to get cashless treatment, or they'll be able to get reimbursement papers from their insurance, etc. There's going to be an insurance liaison office. Nice. And then there's going to be daycare facility in the ground floor. It's not for those people who will get admitted for more than 24 hours. Some people have to be admitted just for 2 hours, some people for 6 hours, some people for 8 hours, some people morning to evening. So that's a daycare facility. There's a separate male daycare facility, separate female daycare facility. So this is going to be the facilities in ground floor. Other than this, there'll be public toilets, there'll be electrical room, IT hub room, and all those back-end stuff is all going to be in the ground floor. Then the first floor is going to be general ward. Like there's going to be male general ward, there's going to be female general ward. There's going to be some rooms, like, somebody doesn't want to be in the general ward, they could be in their room. There's facility for somebody to be in one person in one room or 2 people in one room. So there's some different facilities,
like
combinations
all the hospital in the world.
Yeah, so some facilities for these things. And then in the first floor, we also have a maternity section. The maternity section is for the mothers, for the children to be born. We have a maternity section in the first floor. So that is, and then we have a dialysis section in the first floor, which is meant for dialysis patients. They can come and get their dialysis done. So the second floor is going to be an operation theater complex. We have 4 major world-class, state-of-art OTs, operation theaters, which are going to be modular OTs with proper infection control, laminar flow. Each operation theater is going to cost us about 1.5 to 2 crores. So that's that kind of facility we are going to bring. And then there's going to be a big sterilization unit, which is required for the whole hospital. Then there'll be the ICU, the ICU section, the first floor. And then We have the labor ward where actually the women will give birth, a labor room. And then we also have adjacent to that the neonatal ICU for small children who are born, neonatal ICU and the pediatric ICU. So this way, the 100-bed hospital is going to have all the facilities, 90% of facilities which is needed for the community. If the only thing what we cannot do neurosurgery, we cannot cut open the heart and then do an open heart surgery. Except these two things, we are going to able to do most of the things which is going to be there. Now, people always ask me that, okay, you're making such a nice facility. What about manpower? Are you going to get good doctors? Do you have good doctors? So this is like, always this is like chicken or egg story. Like chicken comes first or egg comes first. So whenever there was no facility, people used to tell me, oh, there's no facility here. How doctors will come? Now facility is coming. People, oh, there's facility here. How doctors are going to come? Okay. So now, let me tell you, I have a very good news for everyone, those who are listening to this podcast, that we are going to get some best of the doctors in the world. There's so many doctors who are writing from different parts of the world to me.
They want to come.
They want to come. They want to serve. Like one doctor from Australia, he's already in touch with me for the past 2 years. He's born in Bengal. He's a local Bengali, and he has a degree in surgery from UK. And he has a degree from France, he has a degree from Australia, he has a degree from Ireland, and he is now a professor in Australia, and he is doing his surgery there. So he wants to shift to Mayapur, and he wants to head the general surgical department the moment the hospital is ready. So there's a doctor in UK who is a palliative care expert who is waiting to come here. He's saying that the moment you set up a palliative care center, I'm ready to come here.
Nice.
So like that, there are many doctors from different parts of the world who are already in touch with me, and they are all eager to come and serve in Mayapur.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So now that leaves us with nurses. That, okay, where are you going to get the nurses from? So that's the question, because the doctors are there, but the real backbone of the hospital is the nurses. Who run the hospital is the nurses. We need very good nurses. And even there, I'm getting good response from all over the world. Different nurses from all over the world are willing to move. In another 2 months, there's a nurse who is coming from Germany. She's like a pediatric ICU nurse. She's wanting to move from Germany. There's a nurse who is coming from Czech Republic. Yesterday I was speaking to her. She's so enthusiastic. She's saying, I want to come and I want to serve the hospital. So nurses also from different parts of the world are coming. But we are also going to have a nursing school, which is going to be set up as part of the hospital. So this nursing school is going to train all the local people who are actually, they can get trained and they can become proper qualified nurses registered by Government of India.
Nice.
So then we are going to have an endless supply of nurses because once they get trained in 2 years, then the entire practical training on the 3rd year is in the hospital. So we're going to have experienced nurses. We're going to have those nurses who are getting trained. So we are going to have a good supply of nurses, and we are going to also create a good opportunity for employment for these local people.
Absolutely.
So there's also a social angle to it. Yes. Now, we know Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, he's doing tribal preaching, and he has 200 tribal schools deep inside forests, patashalas. So now our plan is to link ourselves with those tribal schools. So wherever he has tribal school, we want to actually open a primary health center. And we want to bring those tribals, put them in the nursing college, get them trained as nurses, as paramedics, and then send them back to those tribal areas and put them in those primary health centers. Then, bang.
They can have their own people there.
Over few years, we have taken education and medicine both to the tribals. So we have very good plans for future. So this is, and then we're also going to have a palliative care center, because every year, even now, at least 7 to 8 devotees from all over the world call us and then tell us that, do you have a facility for us to leave the body? Yes. We are terminally sick. Yes. We want to be in the dham, and we want to be surrounded by devotees, and we want to leave the body. Nice. Even recently, there was a Gaudiya Math Sannyasi who had actually come and he was ill beyond treatment. And recently, his older Shubhak Swami Maharaj, he recommended him to come here to the hospital. He was there in the hospital. He left his body. Now there's a devotee from Russia who is coming. He's terminally ill and he wants to leave the body, and he wants to come and stay here and leave the body. So it keeps happening. Before that, when Brahmachari from Canada came, he's a Prabhupada disciple, book distributor. He was here for about 8-9 months. Then he got admitted because he came terminally ill. Then he said, anyway, I'm going to die. Let me run around till I have strength in the body. He was a very enthusiastic person. He was running around here and there. And then finally, when he lost his strength, he came and he was in the hospital. He left his body. So this is a very standard thing. Like people want here to come here and they want to leave their body. So we want to have an exclusive 10-bed facility for palliative care.
Yes. With assistants
That's
and
very
people
important.
who are preaching to them.
Yes, people who are with them, reading Bhagavatam, doing some kirtan, doing some Krishna Katha. They're able to see the daily program of deities, and if they take their bed to the terrace of the building, one side they could see the TOP Chakra, other side they could see Ganga.
Nice.
They know that I'm going to see here and I'm going to go there. And then hopefully I'll leave my body and then go to Goloka. So, we need to make a whole facility for them to leave the body. Now what happens, we put these palliative care patients with the regular patients. It's like a rasabas because the guy wants to die and this guy wants to survive. And then this guy wants to have kirtan throughout the night. This guy wants to sleep nicely. He doesn't want to get disturbed. So some rasabas is there when you try to put these kind of patients together. So we want to actually separate. We want to have a palliative care facility and then give them the space and give them the comfort with which they can die nicely in Mayapur, and hopefully they go back to spiritual world. Maybe they will take us also back to spiritual world.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, palliative care facility. So then we also working like in Mayapur until 2016. There was a proper disciple, Krishnalaya Mataji, who is like a midwife, and there was also there were 2-3 proper disciples who were actually midwives. I'm sure you know
Ramadevi.
them. Ramadevi Mataji was there. Krishnalaya Mataji was there.
They train a lot of girls.
Yeah, they train a lot of girls. So now Krishnalaya Mataji is back with us.
Nice.
So she is setting up a natural birthing center as part of our hospital.
That's nice.
So now we have birth, we have death, we have disease. So
what about the Ayurvedic treatment? I'm asking you.
So
because some people that are really into Ayurveda, they're very attractive,
Yeah,
especially foreigner people.
I'm going to answer your question because I wanted to go sequentially because this is also.
I thought you forgot.
No, I didn't forget.
Okay, no problem. Sorry.
So, we are going to have birth, we are going to have disease, and then we're going to have death. Okay. Now comes good health in between. Okay. There's birth, there's death, there's disease, and then there's need for good health. Okay. Mostly this is where Ayurveda comes. And day before yesterday, I was talking to one doctor. His name is Dr. Hari.
Okay.
And he is an expert in Ayurveda. He had his basic training in the Coimbatore Aryavaidya Hospital.
Yeah.
And he is now running his own setup in Kerala.
Oh, nice.
And I had a long conversation with him. He is very much interested in associating with us to set up a serious Ayurvedic center. He is a visiting professor in integrated medicine in various universities in North and South America.
Nice.
So integrated medicine is the next big thing in medicine. Like previously, it used to be Ayurveda, it used to be allopathy. And then those who are allopathy champions, they used to fight with those who are Ayurveda champions. And then they used to fight with each other like cats and dogs, say that Ayurveda is great, allopathy is great. Now there's no more fighting. The world has understood that we need to integrate everything.
Good.
This is now the big branch. And this
that means they're not fanatic anymore.
Yeah. This is called integrated medicine.
Yes.
Like you have some strengths, I have some strengths.
Let's put
Why
it
not
together.
come together? Let's put it together and give the best service to the patient.
Absolutely.
Okay, some things Ayurveda can do, some things allopathy can do. Yes. So what allopathy can do best, take it allopathy. What Ayurveda can do best, take it in Ayurveda.
Yes.
So integrated medicine is going to be the future, and it is going to be not only limited to allopathy and Ayurveda. Naturopathy is going to come inside. Yoga is going to come inside. Yoga is going to have a big. It's going to have a big part in integrated medicine, especially the wellness part of it. There's treatment and there is wellness.
Right.
So the wellness part of it is going to be a lot of work which is going to be done by Ayurveda, by yoga, and by naturopathy, etc. So I had a serious discussion with Dr. Hari, and he is going to come during Rath Yatra, which is like few weeks away, like 19th is Rath Yatra. He's going to be here on 18th, and he's going to also see the Rath, Jagannath Rath. I invited him. You come and pull the Jagannath Rath. You can go back to Vaikunta by just seeing Jagannath. And before going to Vaikunta, make our Ayurvedic setup here, so that we can have nice Ayurvedic setup. So in master plan, there is a separate allocation of land for Ayurveda. So we do have an idea that we need to have a very good Ayurvedic facility. So we have not zeroed in on which land we are mostly thinking of Rajapur, or we may be thinking of something on the other side of Taranpur Road. We have few options what we could work with. So
you don't think it would be better there within the 5 acres of the hospital facility because everything is there? If somebody gets sick, they can access to all facilities.
But also many people who actually opt for Ayurveda, they're not sick people.
Okay, yeah.
So they are coming there for wellness.
Yeah, wellness.
See, there are two requirements. One is that Ayurveda treats sickness, and Ayurveda also promotes wellness.
Yes.
So those who are inclined to come towards wellness, they are not so much inclined to enter a hospital premises. So the moment you say hospital, they think, oh, this is for sick people. Even we are actually separating the birthing center for the same reason.
Yeah.
That giving birth is actually a natural work for a woman.
Yes.
It's a natural condition for a woman. It's not a condition of sickness.
Absolutely.
So they don't want to go to hospital because they don't want to be with sick people. So that's why we are actually having a birthing center. So similar concept, we are actually separating wellness from the hospital. So that's the idea, that we are separating it. And we were discussing that a 25-bed facility is a good facility to start with.
Yes.
A 25-bed facility with various type of treatment rooms, various type of treatments.
We just need 3-4 room treatment where they give you massage and yoga and
about 10 male therapists, 10 female therapists, then male consulting doctors, female consulting doctors, and then a good set of a good nice yoga hall where they could do yoga. So, and a yoga instructor, qualified yoga instructor. So this is the combination we are looking to start with initially.
Nice.
So this is the first initial combination we are looking to start with, and we are planning to hit the ground as early as in another 2 months.
Wonderful.
That's that quick we are looking. So our idea is that the Ayurvedic facility should be parallelly ready along with the allopathic facility. So when we open the hospital, the allopathic facility hospital, by the third half or the third quarter of next year, we are also looking to see that if we can open the Ayurvedic facility. If we are not able to hit that for some reason, we may actually open it by end of next year. So that's what we are looking for. Of course, subject to funding. Everything is subject to funding.
Yes,
but,
of course.
Krishna's mercy, money seems to be coming. Devotees, we have not gone to devotees to ask for money. There's one private donor who is interested in donating a good sum of money for the hospital. And then we are also looking for corporate social responsibility funding, like CSR funding. It's called corporate social responsibility. It's a mandatory legal program by the government where companies who make large profits, they are supposed to give 2% of their profits for the hospital for social causes. So rural healthcare is one of the social cause which is recognized by Government of India. So we are in the process of getting some good amount of money from the corporate social sector. So we may get some money on the corporate social sector. We have 2 good devotees who want to dedicate their Lakshmi for building hospital. So one devotee has been supporting us for quite some time. Like we have been getting his support from almost 2018. He has been consistently donating to us. In fact, every facility we have increased from 2018 is simply because of his donations. Initially he gave us the first biggest donation to the hospital actually came from him. Nice. He was the one, he gave us 50 lakhs in 2018 he gave us 50 lakhs. And I was pleasantly surprised because I was till the time I was actually running for 5,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees, like a, struggling to get some money here, some money there. It was like a hopeless condition. And he came, and then very, very simple person, very unassuming, very, very simple person. He doesn't want his name to be mentioned. He doesn't want any sort of publicity. Very quietly, he has been donating a lot of money.
Fantastic.
Till now, he has donated about 8.5 crores for the hospital. Till now, 8.5 crores, one person donated for the hospital, and whatever we have built, the existing facility, every penny, everything is from the money which he has given us. And he is such a nice person. He says that whenever I thank him, Prabhuji, you're doing such a nice service. You're giving me so much money for the community to build the hospital. He said, no, don't tell me that I'm giving money. This is all Krishna mercy. Krishna is giving you money.
Nice.
I'm not giving you money. Krishna is giving you money.
It's true.
Very, very nice person. Very nice devotee. So he has been rock solid support for us. Rock solid support, Prabhu. He's partly from Dubai, partly from Africa, partly from Canada. So he has business in all three places. So that's so more or less the money for building the hospital, the first phase, the 100-bed hospital, the birth center, and also the Ayurvedic facility. The total budget is about 60 to 70 crores. We think more or less that money will come.
Absolutely.
Through different places, by Prabhupada's mercy, by Krishna's mercy, by the desire of devotees like Pangajangri Prabhu, His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj, who has always been meditating on how to get a hospital here.
Absolutely.
Gopal Krishna Maharaj has contributed substantially already through the CSR. And his team in Delhi, they are still working with us, and they're still seeing how they can get more money into the hospital. So devotees are very keen. That this facility should be there. And Krishna seems to be thinking also, yes, I'll give you the facility. So things are coming and things are happening. So where we are going to look for devotee support is we are coming up with a very unique scheme. We're coming up with a scheme called Adopt Your Day of Care in the hospital.
Okay.
So we get devotees, we get dhamvasis who are very poor. Like one of the things which people who really know the hospital operations, they're asking me is that, okay, you're building the hospital, you're getting money to build the hospital, you're getting people, but how are you going to take care of your people? How are you going to maintain this facility? Because, these hospitals, they're like white elephants. They're like money guzzlers.
Yes.
They guzzle a lot of money. Even if you have a basic facility, still it takes a lot of money in terms of electricity, in terms of maintaining them, machinery, maintenance of machineries, etc. So
maintenance of the doctor, of the nurses,
and all the other
easy.
people. We are going to have about 300 people. Right now, we are having about 70 people in our hospital. When I joined, we had 15 people.
Yes.
So from 15, we already gone to 70. And then, now from 70, we are going to move to 300.
Nice.
So, and then maintaining the facilities, giving salary for everybody, and maintaining these machines, etc., is a huge sum of money.
Yes.
And normally, in a village like this, people don't have paying facility. Like, the classic case during COVID, a Muslim came, and then we treated him. Somehow he had some money. He paid for the treatment, basic treatment. He just paid for it, okay? And then his mother was also having COVID, and her saturation was around 55. So he thought that these people are good people. At least they are very courteous to us. They are treating us nicely. Other places, during COVID time, it was so bad that, the doctors, the nurses, they would not even talk to patients. They would not even touch them. They were so scared. But our doctors, our nurses, they are so, they're so compassionate, very nice and very merciful. And they treated all the patients so nicely. So this guy was thinking that at least my mother, before dying, she will actually have a good treatment. So he brought his mother, and then he admitted his mother to the hospital with 55 saturation. And our doctors and nurses, they just went on her, they gave her some treatment. For us, nobody is coming there to die unless they declare that, I'm coming to die. That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Then we know that this person is coming to die. we have to just help them to die. But if a person is coming, and for us, that no one is coming here to die. So our doctors really fought with her. And that lady, old lady, let me tell you, she was also a fighter. And in the end, from 55 saturation, she walked out of the hospital and she got into the Toto herself and then she went back.
Nice. Success story.
But in between, we already spent about 1.5 to 2 lakhs.
Of course.
Now, this guy, he's a farm laborer. What he's going to do?
Yes.
He came and then he gave us a big bunch of banana. And he gave us 2,000 rupees.
Nice.
And then he said, this is what I have. This is what I have.
That's nice. That's nice.
I'll pray for you people 5 times a day to God, and I will always remember you in the prayer. Now,
That's a wonderful story.
these are the type of people we are dealing in day in and day out. And most of devotees here, they're so simple. They are dedicated their lives to proper service. They're getting some basic maintenance from the temple. They don't have the luxury of paying huge amount of money for hospital and treatment and things like that. So even if we have to charge them to cover our cost, they may not have time, they may not have the money to pay. So one way devotees around the world could head to hospital is to actually adopt their day in the hospital.
Nice.
So it is not very expensive for an individual person who has little money. As low as $2,000, they can actually adopt a day in the hospital. All they are expected to do is that they have to set aside $2,000. If you calculate it for over a year, it's just little $5.50 per day.
Yes.
They just put a hundi. They just put $5.50 a day. And in 365 days, they have $2,000 with them, which they could actually donate for the hospital.
I'm sure that many of our listeners would like to do this contribution for Mayapur City, Mayapur Hospital.
So it roughly works out to 1.5 lakhs Indian rupees.
Not much.
And that's just, even for Indians, it's not like too much of money. It's just, less than, it's just little more than 10,000 rupees. It's about 12,000 rupees and odd a month. And it's not such a big money. So that's what we are looking for. We are looking for about 400 devotees who could actually give us $2,000. So then we are more or less covered for the whole year. And then we can get all our basic operational costs covered. So then anybody who walks in,
we can take care of them.
we can take care of them. We don't
With
have
the
to
law,
get
we
into
don't-
tension. We can pay our doctors. Even our doctors, most of our doctors, they have a missionary spirit. In India, if you're a doctor who has a secondary degree, a master's degree, then minimum amount of money you get paid is about 2.5 lakhs per month. And if you're a very good doctor, you can make as much as 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs per month. Our doctors are really good, and they are working for a very small sum, a fraction of what they could get if they go
somewhere else.
outside. They are all young doctors. They are not like those people who have retired. They have made their money and they're coming and working here.
Yeah.
They are not like that. They are young doctors.
Yes.
Dr. Sukyachuta is in his late 30s. He's just looking forward for his second child.
Yes.
Saumik is again late 30s. He's just, he has 2 daughters. I think maybe he'll have a third child. So, we are working with a very young team. Very young team.
Wonderful.
I am the only old monkey in the team. Rest of them are all young. So, we are working with a very young team, very dedicated team with missionary spirit. They are not interested in making money, but at the same time, they have a family which needs to be taken care. They have expenses which need to be taken care. So we are already working with a very low running cost. But still, that's why we are able to cover. At least our calculation is that we'll be able to cover a day's cost in $2,000. Otherwise, for a hospital like this, a day's cost would be anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000. So just because we are working on shoestring budgets, just because we are negotiating with our equipments very nicely, every time we get an equipment, we make sure that it comes with 5 years free warranty. So then 5 years, we don't have maintenance cost for the equipment. So everything is carefully done to reduce the cost, the burden of the institution. So that's what we are looking for from the devotees. That's what we're going to seek as assistance from devotees, so that anybody who walks in, we can actually give them treatment. They only have to pay for medicine. And if there's some operation or some expert which is needed to come in, they pay for the expert consultation and they for some basic operational cost of these operation theaters, etc. Otherwise, they get beds free, they get consultation free, they get investigation free. So that's our request. That's what we're going to look for from devotees. Not a big ask. We are going to spend a substantial amount of money, about 60-70 crores in putting the facility, and then we are just going to beg for 1.5 lakhs from each devotee.
I'm sure that Krishna will send us enough money, Harilila Prabhu, and we are sincerely working. You are working very hard. But let me jump now a little bit, and I would like to ask you, because you are one of the divisional head and master plan involvement, tell us about your responsibility as one of the manager of Mayapur. Because this is a big subject. I mean, we don't see the manager. I mean, the common people see everything is going on, beautiful, nice, is clean, construction is going on, the Didi looks beautiful, the garland is beautiful, Prasadam is fantastic. But as the manager of Mayapur, we don't want to go into detail, but how you manage Mayapur, let's see, as a whole, because just gives us a little glimpse or idea. I was one of managing with you for many, many years. But I want to ask you, because I've not been in management for many years now, and I'm seeing that everything is going nicely and wonderfully. Of course, there are challenges. I'm not saying no. But as one of the manager, how you see your responsibility, how you see the city growing, how you see you're fully dedicated to this. So give us your vision about that.
So generally, we understand good management is invisible management. When the management is invisible and things are going on very nicely, then it's very good, because you don't see a heavy structure. Because normally in the material world, the structure has to be so heavy. That's why get big titles. They get this director, that is big titles and big things. But when people are dedicated to serve Prabhupada, then things go very nicely. So overall, I'll just give you some little brief of the overall structure. So there's GBC, there's Bureau, and then there is Mayapur MEB, the Mayapur Executive Board, which is the visionary body which gives the vision. It is a combination of GBC members and Bureau members with also the sitting GBC chairman being the ex officio member of the MEB. And then there are 5 co-directors who are actually managing the entire show in Mayapur. His Honor Jayapataka Swami, His Grace Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu, His Grace Tapan Mishra Prabhu, who is also a GBC, who's just joined as co-director.
Nice.
His Grace Rajavilas Prabhu, he's quite famous all over the world as a TOP man. And then His Grace Subhekshana Prabhu, he's like a Mayapur man. He came as a young man in Mayapur. He's educated in Gurukula, and he has grown up in Mayapur. He's out and out Mayapur man. He knows Mayapur like the back of his hand. He has also seen Mayapur growing. So we have good qualified co-directors in Mayapur who are actually driving the ship.
Nice.
These are the people who are driving the ship. And then there are the divisional heads who are actually the ground managers. And these divisional heads, they have been steady. Many of them have been, doing their operations for decades. They have been sitting there. They know their job. They've been they're dedicated to their job. They have built these divisions ground up. So they know how these divisions work. So there are preaching divisions, like there is Sankirtan, there is Gita course, there's Namahatta. These are different preaching divisions which are flourishing. They have their own guest houses, they have their own kitchens, and they are also expanding. And then there are service divisions like Central, like Hospital, like CPD, and you see them also expanding very nicely under the leadership of our co-directors. Then there is the guest house division, which actually runs the guest house, which you were also there for some time, and you were managing the guest houses. So the guest house division is now poised to actually expand heavily, because naturally this is going, the demand for coming and staying in Mayapur is going to increase like anything with the opening of TOP. So there are many new guest house programs, guest houses being planned in the master plan. There's going to be accommodation for, ultimately there's going to be accommodation for about 20,000 people every night. So huge expansion of guest houses, which is being there. Huge expansion of Prashadam halls, like Sulabh is going to expand into multifold. We already started distributing free prasad morning to evening, so that's going to expand multifold. Annadan is going to expand multifold. Geeta is looking for a big Prashadam hall. Geeta Kitchen Prashadam hall is already designed. Namahatta is bursting its seams. It's expanding like anything. They are going to come up with a huge Prashadam hall and huge guest house, etc. So a lot of things happening in Mayapur. So many projects getting approved. It's so exciting to be in this phase of Mayapur where the expansion is exploding in Mayapur.
Wonderful.
It's so nice to see it. So the different devotees, the divisional heads, they're so dedicated in expanding their different areas. Now Mayapur is going to have huge amount of parks. There's going to be 100 acres of park, different types of park which are themed on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on Prabhupada, in Vrindavan, on Navadip, on the Holy Name. So different themed parks are going to be there, 100 acres of parks alone. And that is excluding the greenery, which is the interlacing greenery, which is about 50% of the development. So we are looking at 500 acres of development. So in 500 acres of development, we are actually looking for 250 acres of greenery. And out of the 250 acres of greenery, 100 acres of greenery is dedicated parks.
Nice.
So we are going to have a wonderful development of a master plan in Mayapur.
Yes.
We have been consistently and continuously working on the master plan. We had one of the best architects in West Bengal who also got the presidential award. The firm is called Salient, and they did a design for us, which is a combined mood of the rural and urban design. So they understood Prabhupada's vision. They digested Prabhupada's vision. We had a lot of meetings, advisory meetings, where they actually understood the mood of the place. They understood Prabhupada's vision. We actually enumerated the different vision points, what Prabhupada wanted for Mayapur. So then every vision point has been translated into land allocation in Mayapur, be it deity worship or education or regional development or Sankirtan or all the different points which Prabhupada said. Each of them have been translated into land allocation in Mayapur. And then accordingly, different lands have been allocated in different places. And according to land allocation, the whole plan is as per Vastu. The roads are cardinal. The roads are straight, cardinal Vastu roads, and nicely done. If you actually see the overview, the bird's eye view of Mayapur master plan, you will have a very beautiful view of how the whole thing is laid out with nice straight roads.
What is the time frame of this to happen? Because, I mean, one thing is we put it on paper in our mind and we put it, but in Italy they say, fra il dire e il fare c'è di mezzo il mare. It means between say something and doing something is a big gap, ocean. No, I'm just asking in a practical way.
Yeah, so I am compelled to remember the master plan presentation I made for the GBC.
Yes.
A few years back, pre-COVID, I made one master plan presentation to GBC. And the last slide in that master plan presentation was a statement from Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was saying that in those days, Prabhupada was saying that we are planning to have 200 acres of land. And we are planning to have a magnificent project here. And when Lord Chaitanya desires, everything will manifest.
Okay.
So now we have 500 acres of land. And I could see that Lord Chaitanya desires that the 500 acres should manifest, because I've been associated, not so much like you in Mayapur for so many years, so many decades, like, I don't know, 30, 40,
from
50.
79, I mean.
Yeah, from 79. I was a 9-year-old boy at that time. Anyway, so
no, that's why I'm asking you. I've seen a lot of changes in 45 years. So
you're like stalwarts. I think a lot of time went in the early Mayapur. You have seen early Mayapur, and you also seen Mayapur to some extent not expanding so much for a long time, just being there. But now with the opening of the TOP coming nearer and nearer, becoming more and more reality, it seems that, to me at least, having the ringside view of what is happening, to me at least, it looks like that Mahaprabhu really wants the city to manifest.
Absolutely.
So I could see that any endeavor, it requires some money, it requires some manpower, it requires some resources. This is what it requires. So I could see these things flowing in.
Yeah, it's coming.
Is coming in from different from different quarters. Things seems to be coming inside. Things seems to be falling in place. There was a time when we were actually approving projects and then thinking when these projects are going to come. We're thinking like, we approve some projects and then we think that, we approved it 2 years before, nothing is moving. We approved it 3 years before, nothing is moving.
There was a time where we're getting 7,000 rupees every month to eat in Mayapur from Calcutta. The temple president was sending us money at Ridharam Prabhu because otherwise we cannot eat,
Yeah, I understand. So, of course, pandemic was a big thing. In some ways, it set us back for a few years. In some ways, it set us back. But in some ways, it has also given us the breather, the time which is required for us to put our, to how to put it, to get our act together. Fine-tuning and things like that. Yes. So, a lot of this 2-3 years of this pandemic time was utilized very nicely by the Masterplan team. A lot of credit goes to Nandan to fine-tune the. He's our Masterplan office manager, so a lot of credit goes to him and Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu. They actually spent a lot of time trying to fine-tune the Masterplan. So the things are in place. There's a lot of enthusiasm. The project leaders are now trying to put the projects on ground. We are going to see the groundbreaking of some really big projects like Gita Bhavan Kitchen is a huge project. Bhakti Vriksha Bhavan is a huge project. And then Sulabh Kitchen is a big project. The Namahata Guest House, Antardeep Bhavan is a very big project. So these things are already ready to go on ground. Like Antardeep Bhavan, we already finished the structure design. The basic architectural design is over. We have finished the structure design. For the Bhakti Vriksha Bhavan, we are going to start the structure design and maybe in another 1 month it will get finished. So
plus there is Prabhupada Ghat going on. His construction is going on.
For 15 crores project is just moving. Nice. So a lot of energy is there. A lot of positive energy is there. A lot of course, a lot of challenges are also there. Mayapur also faces a lot of challenges.
It's normal.
That's part of life, I would say.
Sure.
But as much as there are challenges, there is also a lot of positivity. There's a lot of positive energy. It seems that Lord Chaitanya wants us to push forward and then do things. So I see a lot of projects going off ground immediately after this monsoon, which is normally the construction season, the start of construction season in Mayapur. Yes. I see that by end of this year, at least 3 or 4 major construction projects, temple projects going off ground after this monsoon season towards the end of this year. I see that there's going to be big push for big projects which is going to come.
Nice. Harilila Prabhu, in the end of our interview, I would like to ask you, on a very personal note, because you are a mechanic engineer, you work for 20 years outside, and you're born in South India, where in the Bhagavatam it says many devotees will come from South India. Kumbakonam is a wonderful place. I've been there because I was involved with the making of the deity in Swami Malai. So what was the touching point which changed the direction of your life from mechanic engineer, born in South India, Brahmin family, educated? At one point you must have met some devotee, got some book. So I don't know. Tell us, what was the point which connect you to Hare Krishna, to ISKCON? Because everybody has his own personal story. We don't know. So in this concluding note, I would like to ask you this personal question.
Yeah, I'll be brief. Not that I have a big story, but I was in Dubai. I didn't go to Dubai to become a saintly person. I went there to make money. But somehow Lord Chaitanya, he decided to give his mercy to me in Dubai. And I met my Siksha Guru, he's Gir Satnagar Gauranga Prabhu. He's now in Coimbatore. Nice. I met him in Dubai. And my mother tongue is Saurashtra, even though I come from Tamil Nadu. My mother tongue is Saurashtra. We are like a small ethnic group of people in India who speak a very specific tongue. and that doesn't have any written letters also. So we are a very small group. So my Shiksha Guru, he's also from the same community. So I was very excited to see some community people in Dubai, because I was thinking I'm going to some cow-eating country. I'm not going to get any of my community people. What is going to happen, etc., etc. But then I found, to my surprise, that there were good amount of people from my community, and I also met my Shiksha Guru there. And in the same building, we had two families which actually speak the same dialect. But then he suggested that since two families are in this building, why don't I come in the weekends and then I read some Bhagavad Gita with all of you. I bring you nice prasad for you. You can eat and you can have party and then you can read Bhagavad Gita. That's how we started actually.
Nice.
We started it more like a social gathering, which actually the weekend in those days used to be Thursday, Friday, because we're a Muslim country. So Friday is the prayer day. So it was holiday. So we used to actually read Bhagavad Gita on Thursday nights, eat nice prasad which he brought for us, and then chill out throughout the night, see a movie, and then sleep late night, and then get up in the morning very late, have Friday brunch, and that's how our Krishna consciousness started. But slowly, by Prabhupada's mercy, by Krishna's mercy, by the mercy of our Shiksha Guru, we got a little bit serious in Krishna consciousness, and then we understood, we are supposed to take a guru, we are supposed to take initiation and things like that. I used to joke with him saying that, I don't know any guru, why don't you initiate me? It's so easy for me. I can just get initiated. And we used to have a nice laugh. And then anyway, finally I met my spiritual master, his own Jayapataka Swami. I was so impressed with how he was. He was not having stroke at that time. He used to be like a lion, he used to walk like a lion, he used to be like a lion, and he had the big wompers, and then he goes dong, 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 and he used to go down. I mean, it's a sight to see. The first time I saw him speaking Bhagavad Gita, I was thinking, wow, this guy is an American, he's not even an Indian, and he knows God better than me. Yeah. So, so impressed with him. So anyway, we got initiated with him, and but really our change of heart came when we actually studied Prabhupada books very seriously. We are trying to do Bhakti Shastri, and we're studying Ishopanishad. And in Ishopanishad, one of the purports, Prabhupada actually says, factually, we need not do anything but devotional service. So we had a big discussion in the class that, that how is it possible? We need to actually maintain ourselves, we need to maintain a family, we need money, we need this, we need that. What is this kind of statement that factually we need not do anything other than devotional service? Then our instructor, Sarvagya Prabhu, he actually asked me a question, because I had a long argument with him that he asked me a question. Okay, you're working in Dubai, you're working for a certain company. If the king of Dubai, he tells you that you resign from this company and then you come and work for me, what will you do? I said, man, what is this question? I just resign and then I just go and work for him. Why should I bother, Then he said that you are ready to believe someone who is going to die, but you're not ready to believe Krishna, that Krishna will maintain you if you actually work for Krishna. That was like, tang. So I was thinking, this man makes sense. It's logical, If I work for Krishna, Krishna will maintain me. What's the big deal?
Sure.
But then also I thought that it's prudent to, it's better to take a calculated risk,
You are a mechanical engineer.
I'm a mechanical engineer. My mind works like an engineer. So I thought, okay, let's take calculated risk. Let's not take too much risk. Each person should actually understand his adhikar,
Sure.
I am not like some Mahabhagavata who could sit under, every night under each tree and then live my life with one gamcha. I need an AC room. I need my house. I need some facilities. So I thought, okay, let me at least save up. Me and my wife, we actually sat and then we made a whole list that what do we need to actually lead the rest of our life in a very simple manner in Dham. So we both came up with a list. It was like a wish list. Then we worked on that wish list and then we worked on a time frame. We said, okay, from this time 5 to 6 years we should be off. So anyway, even before coming to Krishna consciousness, even as a kid, I always thought that I should retire at the age of 40 and then I should do what I want, make money till 40 and retire at 40 and then just do what you want. That was my dream even when I was a kid. But when I came to Krishna consciousness, Krishna actually made that happen. I retired in 42 and then I came here in 2012. I was 42 at that time. So that was like Prabhupada's book actually, Ishopanishad, that's why I love Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad changed my life, when I studied Ishopanishad and when the classes are going on. So that's why I'm so attached to teaching Shastra, because studying Shastra in a systematic way changed my life. So that's why I'm so attached to teaching Shastra. That's the other service I do. Actually, I teach Shastra. I'm part of Mayapur Institute. I'm also part of some other devotees groups who actually teach Shastra. My wife actually has, she's also part of Mayapur Institute. She's also part of Vrindavan Institute. She also teaches Shastra, and she also has many reading groups in Mayapur. She does everyday one reading group in Mayapur. Like she reads Prabhupada's books with different types of age group. Like she reads 2 days she reads with middle-aged ladies of her age, and then one day she has for Varishta Vaishnavis who are like very old. She reads with them. That's today. When I came, she was reading with all those old ladies. And one
They
day,
do it online.
no.
No, they do on a physical.
Mayapur.
Just people come to your house.
Yeah, they come to the house,
Nice.
and then we read. And then one day she has for young girls, all these young
Nice.
girls, they come and they read. One day she has, and then she also has 2 days of online class. One day she reads with some families online. One day she is now recently went to Malaysia and came back. So some ladies in Malaysia, they want to actually read.
Nice.
So she has another online program for them. Every Monday I read with men. All the men come, and then every Monday in Mayapur, men in Mayapur, I don't do online. Men in Mayapur, they come, and we all sit and read 1 hour, 7 to 8 Prabhupada books. We are trying to read all small books of Prabhupada. So that's another thing, to be in touch with Prabhupada's books, to read Prabhupada books, to actually relish the Bhakti and the purports. You're happy. Then that's my little life. Whatever insignificant life I have lived, that's what it is.
No, that's
how I came.
wonderful. Somehow everybody has a story and everybody has a connection, and that connection is divine because Krishna somehow you see when the devotee is ready in the heart to accept him, then Krishna sends some devotees, some prasad, some Ratha Yatra. So we'd like to thank you very much, Harilila Prabhu. I'm sure that people will like to contact you. I don't know if you want to send, leave your phone number or your email so people can contact you regarding to donation for the hospital, assistance. They want to help you in any possible way, how they can contact you.
Yeah, so my phone number, let me tell you, +91 99 337 066 66.
Okay.
I'll repeat again.
Sure.
+91 99 337 066 66.
And this is also your WhatsApp
So
number.
this is my phone number, this is my WhatsApp number, this is my
Nice.
Telegram number. So I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Telegram, I'm on normal phone, I'm on SMS, I'm on
Everything.
iMessages. So whatever you want to send, you can send me.
Nice.
You can contact me on this phone number. My email is Harilila, HARILILA, Harilila.jps, Jayapataka Swami, harilila.jps@iscon.net. So this is my email address. Anybody could write to me on email. I'm also working on a good website for the hospital, and eventually in another few weeks that should be ready. And then I'll try to publicize that web link also to others so that people could actually see whatever I said. It's all written there in the website, and they could see progress photos. They could see, statements of the spending, how much we got, how much we spent, how much we spent for what, how much we spent for treatment, how much we spent for project. They'll be able to see this treatment for spending. We are quite transparent in our dealings with money. So thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share something about this healthcare project. And I would like to sign off with the same words which Prabhupada always wrote. Hope this meets you in good health.
Thank you so much, Harilila Prabhu, to be with us. I hope not to see you in the hospital because we want to be healthy. But let us know if we can assist you in any possible way. You're a mechanical engineer. I'm also a mechanical engineer.
It's a strange project that you build it and you have a nice facility and you hope that it remains empty.
No, but it's nice because a lot of people will need some assistance for the future. We're all getting old. Thank you once again, Hare Krishna, and we appreciate your presence here, and we appreciate sharing with us all this wonderful knowledge you have.
Thank you very much. Whenever you come to these listeners, to our listeners, whenever you come to Mayapur, you want to see the hospital facility, you're most welcome. You can come. I can give you a tour. I prefer to receive you as a guest, not as a patient. But if at all, if you have to be as a patient, then we are very happy to receive you as a patient also and then serve you. Please come and you can see the facility, how it is coming up. Thank you very much, Ganga Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Shri
Krishna Krishna.
Prabhupada.
Hare Hare. Hare Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Ram.
Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki.
Joy.
You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur.